Testing, test. 1, 2, 3. Is anybody out there? If you can hear me, please, please. Hey, Elisa, Happy New Year! I know I'm super loud. I can't help it. I need to tell anybody who has never been, we said 31 viewers. So I'm going to tell you now that I'm loud. So if you are in a quiet house, you might want to put your headphones in. I'm going to get me some water. You might want to put your headphones in because I tend to be a little bit loud. Happy New Year, y'all. Okay. Hey, okay. Now the things is coming in. Hey. Know what, Virginia? All right. Yes. Come on. Yes. Taking up space. Yes, you got that right. Happy New Year. Okay, so straight up, if you can't tell, I am super duper excited about this. I am so happy that y'all are here. Oh, I'm not loud. Okay. I'm always loud, but okay, if you say I'm not loud, cool. Hey, y'all. Okay, well, let me make sure I got all my stuff in order, in decency and in order. Wait, you can't hear. Let me see. I got some folks saying I'm not loud. How do I? Mute the. Okay, yeah, we got the mic check, 1 2 1 2. As far as I can tell, the mic is up, so I don't know. Okay, somebody said Patricia. Oh. Andre Sapp said I am loud. Okay, well, turn me down if I'm too loud. I tend to be loud. Let me make sure I've got my notes up. I made sure to close all my windows. If you anything like me, you know when it's time to do something important, you got to close the windows down because you had too many of them up in the first place. So let me close my windows. I'm just so happy that you all are here. Okay, where are we? So I sent out the email and I'm assuming, Anita on my son's account. Okay, I didn't know. I sent out the email, so I'm going to assume that you all got the email that had the little blooper reel in there. I know that's right. Thank you. I'm assuming you had the blooper reel in there, which is awesome and amazing. So first off, happy new year. Welcome to 2017. If you did not know, this is the year of action. This is a 1 year. My resident life path, all things life path, is Lauren Varlack, a visionary stationery. You should have received a link to the brand flavor challenge, the only brand flavor challenge that was built out there for Black women, by Black women, for Black women. So please make sure that if you have not yet gotten that you do. The link is bit.ly/brand flavor FLAVA quiz. Take it if you have not taken it yet. So welcome. First off, so Lauren is of Visionary Stationery, is definitely one of the sponsors of the challenge, as well as the Freedom Friends Network, as well as Dr. Lucretia Reimprint Your Life. So all three of those, if you noticed inside of the startup kit, all three of those organizations are listed. Those are the ones that help put those to help make sure that this challenge kept moving forward, as well as I need to make sure that I shout out the Coach Your Damn Self leadership team. Oh my God. Because trust and believe, without the leadership team, this would not be possible, especially my right hand, Maisha. So listen, if you're anything like me, then you already know how, when you start something, you're supposed to acknowledge all the folk who helped you get to where you are today. So I just want to say thank you, do my quick shout outs right quick. But welcome, like this is amazing. There are over 900 women, over 950 women signed up for the challenge, men and women. I didn't expect that when I put this out here, but there are over 950 women and men all over the globe. We've got Ghana in the house. We've got Belize, South Africa, UAE, United Arab Emirates. We've got Australia. We got folk from everywhere participating in the challenge. So if you did not know, you are a part of an international movement called Coach Your Damn Self. And I just want to say welcome. So really quickly, I just want to give you a little bit of background information on me. If you don't know who I am and you're curious who this loud, crazy person, this woman is, my name is Natisha Willis, and I am the creator of the Freedom Friends Network, as well as the Coach Your Damn Self Challenge, right? And I'm a fire starter. If you have no idea what that means, because some of you said that you didn't, according to the brand flavor quiz, you need to take the brand flavor quiz. But I am 100% a fire starter. And when I took that brand quiz, it described me to a T. My entire mission in life is to get folks started. And I mean, light the fire and keep it moving. Coach Your Damn Self came from out of that space. This idea that as women, we have what it takes to make our lives happen. Okay. And so sometimes we just need someone to light a fire just a little bit to get us moving. And so I am a fire starter, and that's what I do. And my position, my job, my mission, my passion in life is really to take the inspiration, the fire that I have, and help light the fire within you so that you can accomplish your mission, your passion, your vision, what you feel you've been called here to do. Okay. I'm not going to, just so you know, okay, we got some Queen Elegance in the house, Soul Sisters. If anybody else has taken the challenge, definitely let me know. I'm going to try to get through the content, what I have for you, because number one, it's exciting, right? And I got quite a bit, but I want to make sure that you at least know who I am. So honestly, I'm just a woman from a low-income neighborhood on the south side of Chicago, shout out to Inglewood, who got all her ideas about life, business, and happiness from TV shows like A Different World, The Cosby Show, Rock, New York Undercover, Living Single, right? I grew up watching all of those, all of those two TV shows. My father is a janitor and has been my entire life. My mother has done everything under the sun, you name it, from A to Z. I'm a first generation college graduate. I have experience. I have a degree. If you care, I have training in accounting, nonprofit management. I'm a certified life coach. I just finished my Reiki Master certification, whoop, whoop, at midnight tonight. So as of the first day of the year, I'm officially a Reiki Master. And a whole host of other things, right? You can read my bio, go to the website, read all that stuff about me. But around last year around this time, I launched my very first challenge. It was a 5-day challenge called Biz Basics 101. I have a passion for business, in case you didn't know. And so in that challenge, what I really wanted to create was a series of activities for what I wish I knew when I was first starting my business. If you can agree with wanting to know or having some things that you wish you knew when you first started your business, go ahead and hit a 1 in there for me, please. Let me know if you're still with me. A 1, if there were some things you wish you knew when you started your business. Yes. Okay. I am not alone. Thank you. Look, you know, in the Black church, we got to have some talk back. So I need to make sure that I need you to holler if you hear me, basically. Okay, good. I'm not alone. So there were some things that I wish I knew when I first started my business and when I first got into coaching. So when I first got into coaching around 2014, officially, when I presented myself as a coach and I started accepting people's money, I did not have training at that time. But what I found was working one-on-one, I got really burnt out and tired, and I couldn't understand why. I knew that I enjoyed coaching. I had a passion for personal development. I was always taking classes, always reading new books, always trying to improve myself. Type of 1, if that's you, if that describes you as well. I know that's right. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So I was always improving myself. So I felt like, okay, well, if I'm always looking and seeking to improve my own life, doing things like, and always raising the bar, you know, when I got my bachelor's degree and my master's degree, I went to pursue a PhD. That didn't work out. So I dropped out and went to massage school so I could try this entrepreneurial thing. I sold shea butter. I sold it online. I mailed it for the price of shipping to my friends all over the country. I moved from one state, from Idaho to Pennsylvania to Kansas City, right? I bought a one-way ticket to Belize, always doing things to push the bar just a little bit more, just a little bit higher, do a little bit more than what I had done before. That's me, right? Because I have a passion for just getting better and growing better and learning more. And I love experiences. So what I found was, and the reason I got to the experiential part, let me not skip that. That's the most important piece. The reason I got to experiencing more and more and more is that I had went to college and done everything that the TV shows and the books said that I was supposed to do in order to be happy, but I wasn't. I wasn't fulfilled. I felt like there had to be something more than what I was experiencing. Right. And so that's how I started getting involved in so many other things. So fast forward 2014, I started coaching. I had been living out my backpack for a year. Right. That was like my last hurrah. I had went through rites of passage. If you know anything about rites of passage, I keep clicking on the wrong window. If you somebody used to buy my deodorant, come on in. Brittany, I love that deodorant. That's how you know you got a good product. 4-5 years later, folks still talking about it. I love it. Why Idaho? Because that was my first job out of college. And my mentor told me that I was on a growth spurt and that if I wanted to keep on growing, that that was the only job offer I had. So I went. That was the only, yeah. So I went through all this stuff, right? I graduated from college. I moved to Idaho, company sold. I moved to Pennsylvania, got fired. Praise you, the Lord. I was in accounting and freaking hating it. Couldn't understand why. But I was steady searching for something better, right? And I started studying organizational development at the graduate level. And at the graduate level, I loved it. I was creating life leadership development programs for undergraduate students, and I was loving it. Well, about halfway through my program, I got into a car accident on Valentine's Day, 2007. I was hit by 2 semi-trucks, completely totaled my car. And shout out to all the Zetas on the line. Z5, I was headed back to Champaign to go to the cue ball in 2007. And I got into a car accident. And so as a result of that car accident, I had to drop out of graduate school because I was diagnosed with PTSD. I couldn't concentrate. I would look at the words. It wasn't working. I would see the words, but I couldn't comprehend what I was reading. So I went back home. I went back home to Chicago, and I lived with my grandmother while I was looking for work. And for a period of about 6 or 7 weeks, I was experiencing extreme depression. And it just coincidentally at the same time, so was my mother. And so during this time is when I first started getting therapy. And when I tell you that was the best thing that I could have ever done, the absolute best. I thought I was experiencing PTSD, and because that's what my advisor told me, but I had no clue what PTSD was, right? And so it wasn't until I went to therapy that I found out that PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, or post-traumatic stress syndrome, is what happens to people when you experience a trauma that was unexpected. And as I was talking to the therapist, I found out, I'm talking to her, I'm like, but people experience different types of trauma. And what I was discovering is that most of us, all of us, have trauma that happens to us, something that hits you that when you were not expecting. Right? And if it goes unaddressed, what ends up happening is most of us are dealing with PTSD, but it's undiagnosed. We've never been to a therapist. That's why when you look in your starter kit, openpathcollective.org is the first resource that's there. That's now the therapist that I use. That's where I get my therapist from. It's the most affordable therapy I've seen. $50 a session. No insurance. Trust me, you won't find anything better priced than that. And there's a gang of sisters on there, which I freaking love, because I'm always looking for women who look like me. When I want to do something that's intimate and I need to express who I am, in the most intimate details, I want to make sure I'm talking to someone who I feel can identify with where I'm coming from. So anyway, back to 2007, right? And I got into this accident. I was seeing a therapist, and I was able to express to her some of my fears and my concerns. I remember it was my interpretation or my understanding or my memory that mental health or mental illness had run in my family, but nobody could remember or recall telling me this. And so my deep-seated fear was that, oh my God, I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna lose my mind, right? And going to see a therapist, what I found out was actually ain't nothing wrong with you. You just experienced a trauma, and let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Let's talk it out. Let's unpack some of that stuff. Let's talk about your childhood and where you came from and the thoughts and beliefs and things that you have, the values that you hold dear, let's really get down deep into who you are as a person. That was my experience with therapy, and it was amazing. Well, I end up leaving therapy after about 6 weeks. Hold on, I need some water. Thank you. And I found a job. I had been unemployed, and I found a job. Well, what the job I had, yes, therapy is worth it. Shout out to Dr. Lucretia, straight up. Courtney, who said you couldn't download the kit, please email coachyourdamnself@gmail.com, and we will get that straightened out for you. CoachYadamself self@gmail.com, and we will make sure that you get your kit. Anybody else who couldn't get the kit, please make sure that you do that. So academic advisor, that was the job that I found. And that is where I really discovered my purpose. I was working for an online university, and I was talking to men and women literally all over the world, helping them to identify what their purpose was and how they could use education, whatever program they were in order to not only find their purpose, but work in it, right? To do what they felt like they were called to do. And a lot of those students, because it was a for-profit university, a lot of those students, thank you, Dr. Lucretia, a lot of those students I found were not necessarily ready or prepared for college and what that meant, let alone going to college online, right? They were first generation college students just like I was. They were from low income neighborhoods for the most part, just like I was. And so they needed to have networks. They needed to know other people who were in their fields. And so that was really what I did. And I loved my job. I had my headset, and I would call and stay on the phone for hours just asking about their lives and what do you need in order to make it happen? What resource do you need? What's your major? Who's in your local area? So connecting them to networks. Well, how many people know, and put a 1, how many people know that when you are walking in your purpose, it comes to you and you don't have to go to it? If you put a 1, if that applies for you. I need that talk back. When you're walking in your purpose, it will come to you. You don't have to go to it. Well, what I found walking and operating in that space is that this is something I absolutely freaking loved. Talking to people about their goals, their dreams, where they wanted to go with their lives, and being able to connect with people all over the world and support them in doing that. Yeah, there was nothing better than that. Okay. Yes, your gifts will make room for you. You better believe it. Well, wouldn't you know, the university where I worked had a student success coaching department. And I will never forget, I was so excited that they had an opening and I couldn't wait to apply. I mean, you should have saw, everybody wanted to apply because the manager was fine as hell. Shout out to Ike Smith. I'm sure he is not on the call, but everybody wanted to apply because not only did they work from home, but they did coaching. They had different metrics, so on and so forth. So I will never forget interviewing, and I did all my research on the ICF, the International Coaches Federation, because that department, the coaches had ICF memberships, and they made sure that the members of that department were well trained and knew coaching in and out and coaching techniques and all sorts of things. Well, how many of you know that when it's your purpose, no matter what anybody says or does, it will come back for you? Okay, let me tell you, when I interviewed and I thought I rocked it, you couldn't tell me nothing. Okay, well, just so happened I didn't get the job. And I will never forget Ike Smith telling me that I did not have a proper understanding of what coaching was. And you talk about fire starter. Ma'am, sir, I was so pissed off that how could you tell me that I don't understand what coaching is? I had did my research. I was already helping people to accomplish their goals, helping them to find solutions, making sure they had the answers they needed, right? Because is that not coaching? Well, truthfully, no, it is not. If you check the ICF definition of coaching, coaching is a partnership that actually is based around a series of questions that assists the client in identifying and maximizing their personal and professional potential. This is the ICF coaching definition. At the time, like I said, I wasn't trained. I was just doing what I thought, number one, what I love to do. Not even what I thought, just doing what I love to do, which was helping people find solutions and connecting them. That's what I love to do. And I just knew that I was a shoe-in for coaching. Not so. Well, as in a huff, I decided, well, forget you then. I'm not ever going to do anything related to, I'm not going to get a coaching certification. Because I already know what coaching is. I don't need to get certified. This was 2007. Instead, I got certified in a whole host of other things. That's when I fell in love with certifications. And I'm gonna speed this up because we got class. We got some other stuff to cover. But I ended up getting certified in a whole host of other things. Myers-Briggs type inventory, herbalism, doula. I eventually did get my life coach certification 7 years later through the Institute for Life Coach Training. And what I know now is that what I thought was coaching and what most people think is coaching is actually more of a consultant role, right? And what I now know as coaching, which this is how the Coach Your Damn Self program came about, is coaching should be something that you can do on your own. When it is done correctly, coaching should be something that makes you think, that makes you dig a little bit deeper and go a little bit further into your story, right? Go a little bit further into your values and your beliefs and your reasons why you do the things you do and how you feel about the things you're doing and how that how that impacts your future. Okay? That's what coaching is supposed to do. Well, being in the online space, what I found out is that a lot of people who call themselves coaches are where I was in 2007, doing what I love to do and not necessarily knowing or realizing or recognizing that it wasn't coaching, right? But I only found that out after being trained, only after taking classes. And it's interesting because a good number of people who I talk to about taking classes in coaching are not necessarily interested in taking classes, which I find disheartening to say the least, that you know. And so I created the Coach Your Damn Self program in response to all of that, in response to the quote unquote coaches and mentors that I found. Not even I found, that I was looking for, seeking to for answers because I thought I was missing something, right? I was going out to seek and find coaches because I thought that I was missing something. And it wasn't until I, number one, got an ICF trained coach, and number two, became myself an ICF trained coach, that I recognized that we are whole, healthy, complete human beings. As we are absolutely okay. So we are not missing anything. There isn't a hole right here that says, oh, this is the marketing hole. I need to find somebody to fill that up. As a matter of fact, when you use what you already have, that's the best marketing that you could ever do. You don't have to go out and find something to help you with your marketing because you already got it. But we're gonna call it that in the in the business week. But so coaching is about you being a healthy, whole, complete human being, right? And you already got what you need. And what I find is, yes, training is super important. What I find is the more that we learn, the better we become. And so today, that was the purpose of the Coach Your Damn Self, right? To show you, to lead women and show you how you can coach yourself. And so through that, we have a series of journal exercises. So let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen throughout the challenge, right? We've got daily inspirational emails coming out. We've got weekly surveys. Please, please, please do the surveys. They should take you no more than 30 seconds. And the point of the survey is so that we and myself and the leadership team can help make the challenge a better experience for everyone, for you, and for those who are coming behind you. So please, please, please complete the surveys. You can expect support via the main group, right? We've got a large group, and you should be receiving emails that link you to the group. If you are not, please let me know. As you go through the challenge, It's called a challenge for a reason. Okay. So expect that there are going to be times where completing the exercise is challenging. Sometimes if we are not yet, until we get practiced, right? And I mean, literally practiced at combating or talking back to our negative thoughts, until we get to that place, sometimes our negative thoughts will force us to like stop in our path, right? And so through the challenge, what I'm going to encourage you to do is not to ignore the negative thoughts that you have that are bound to come up, because they happen, right? Quote unquote negative. Shine a spotlight on them, examine them, find out. I ask yourself, this is where the coach your damn self really meets the rubber meets the road, and you taking the action. Ask yourself, what is triggering this thought? What is bringing this here? What would I do if I had the power to change this? Okay. The other thing that we want to talk about is accountability and what that looks like. We are redefining accountability in the Coach Your Damn Self Challenge. How many people know what accountability is? If you did not, okay, so I'm going through here. Elisa, you have forever. This challenge, as long as I'm alive, we doing the Coach Your Damn Self Challenge. So please tell them to join. Patricia, you said you did not receive links. Please go ahead and email coachyourdamnself@gmail.com. COACHYADAMN self@gmail.com, and we will make sure you get those links. Accountability. What is accountability? Most of us think, thank you, Dr. Lucretia. She put the link for the email in there. Most of us believe that accountability is, yes, Natalie, please make sure they should be receiving the emails that connect them with the larger group. And yes, Monica is dead on. Yes, accountable to myself first, but need help from others. Coach Your Damn Self accountability looks like this. There's something that I want to do, that I want to get done. I'm going to set an alarm in my phone as a reminder. And then I'm going to find out who else wants to do that same thing or accomplish that same goal. And I'm going to tag them. I'm a post in our private group about what this, me doing it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post in our private group about me accomplishing this thing. And then I'm going to tag my accountability partner. You know how in the old school wrestling, I don't even know if they still do this, but you would tag team somebody, tag team back again. Yeah. So you're gonna tag somebody. And that person, that's how you hold yourself accountable. Oftentimes we think accountability is, I'm going to tell you and you call me and I put all of the onus of me accomplishing my goal on you. That's not accountability, right? That's hand holding. And usually folk charge for that. So the Coach Your Damn Self Challenge is free. And if anybody is charging you, let me know. But there should be no money exchanging hands. So that means we're going to do this thing here. We're going to hold ourselves accountable. And we're going to put fail safes in place so that we can remember to accomplish our goals. And let me tell you, let me just make sure that I say this. There is no perfection. Okay. There is nobody perfect, not even me. And the reason that I can tell you that this is what accountability is because I failed at it so much, and I'm still failing every now and again. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. But this is what we have to learn as educated, because majority, like 70-something% of the women in the challenge have graduate degrees. Wow. So I'm going to speak to most of us who have all of this education, who have all this life experience, have certifications and this, that, and the other. There is no perfection in life, period. Here's how you know you passing. You got 70%, hell, you doing 60%, and you still going. Progress is better than perfection. Let me say that again. Progress is better than perfection. That means instead of waiting until I've got my accountability together and perfect and 100%, or at least at 99.9%, I'm going to move at my 65, and I'm going to be honest about where I fall. This is how I know that usually if somebody else is holding your hand, you are paying for it, because the chief hand holder is Maisha. And you will see her in the group. And she charges. That's why I'm trying to show you how you can coach your damn self, okay? So accountability. We're going to be posting throughout the group expectations for the challenge. I think I already mentioned for you to complete the surveys. One and very, very, very important thing, you will get out of this what you put in. And based on the questions to the first survey, there's a good mix of people who are in all manner of places along our journey. And so the reason that we have the rules in the Facebook group, and this is very important, keep it positive, number one. The reason that we have that rule is because, like I said, we are in all phases of the journey. And so we want to make sure that we are supporting one another, encouraging one another. And we want to also make sure, and this is the keep it coaching, right? That when we post, that we are coaching, that we have coached our damn self before we bring it to the group, right? Because it's the Coach Your Damn Self Challenge. Oftentimes when we get together, we will put our problems out in the atmosphere for other people to solve. And it's a natural inclination. That's why we have to practice to do something a little bit different. Let's try to solve, at least come up with a solution before we put our whatever we're struggling or whatever's challenging us. Can we agree to do that? Can you put a number 1 if you agree that you will attempt to solve, create a solution or find a solution before you put the problem before the group? Can we agree? Can you put a 1 if you agree? 1, 1, 1, 1. Look, I don't know if every time I say 1, 1, 1, 1 like that, I think about the alphas. Oh, 6. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I love it. Okay, yes. And so here's what I'm going to ask people to do. And this is everyone who's on the call, because everyone who signed up for the challenge is not on the call. And so some of us I'm going to ask for your support in supporting one another in coaching ourselves, right? And so we can use Coach Your Damn Self can seem a little bit harsh. I know that. And so because it can seem a little bit harsh, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. If you see someone who is creating, putting their problems before the body and they don't have a solution, ask them, have you coached your damn self yet? Okay, that's an easy way. That's an easy way. See, and then that creates that pulls out the coaching in all of us, right? Because remember, coaches are meant to ask questions that help take one another to the next level. So if you see someone who's posting about an issue that they have not yet posed a possible solution that they've tried or attempted, ask them, have you coached your damn self yet? All these ones, I love it. Thank you. So keep it positive, keep it coaching. I lost my place. Oh, Tanisha. Oh, clearly you were there with me. I lost my place with my third rule, y'all. No soliciting. That's duh. Keep it positive. Keep it coaching. No soliciting or self-promotion. Those are the rules for the group. Now, Miss Brewer, now you start using it everywhere. Make sure you use the hashtag and let people know that you in the Coach Your Damn Self challenge, so they don't I don't want you losing nobody for me. Nanu, you should have received, if you're signed up for the challenge, check your emails. Or just email coachyourdamnself@gmail.com. But oh, look, before everybody emails coachyourdamnself@gmail.com, please search your Gmail, because some of the emails have been going to spam for some reason. So please make sure that your emails they're not going into spam. Chastity, can we share that graphic in our team groups? Which graphic are you referring to? Oh, the rules. Yes, ma'am. Please do. Please do. No solicitation. Keep it positive. Keep it coaching. Those are the rules, okay? Couple of things. Like I said, 70% is good enough. Your entire job is to keep going. Here's what I'm going to ask that you all do, because sometimes things happen. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and give yourself permission to be a beginner. I'm going to ask that you give yourself permission to be a beginner. Write that in your journal. I give myself permission to be a beginner. And what that means, thanks, Gina. I don't know why they go into spam. Sorry. What that means, permission to be a beginner, what that means is you're giving yourself permission to start over if you need to. Sometimes, remember when we were first learning how to ride a bike? And at first we had the training wheels, but we were kind of like wobbly. And then when we first took the training wheels off, we fell. We might have scraped our knee, our elbow, right? But we got back on the bike, and it might have been a day or so, right? It might have been a day or two, but no matter what, we got back on. By giving yourself permission to be a beginner, I'm asking that you give yourself permission to get back on. Give yourself permission that if nothing else, first off, it's coach your damn self. So I want you to be coaching yourself. But if you find that you, for whatever reason, you're not able to get through the hump, right? Then I'm going to ask you to give yourself permission to come into the group and be a cheerleader for somebody else. We're going to be sharing stories of triumph throughout the challenge. That's why I'm asking that the leaders make sure that you have the people throughout the group. The leadership team have shared their own stories, times that they've overcome something. And so we're going to be sharing those stories throughout the challenge. And I want to make sure that you get them. They will not be via email. So as a beginner, thank you, Chastity and Valerie. Make sure you're writing this in your journal. As a beginner, by giving yourself permission, you're really allowing yourself to do what you came here to do. Okay? The other thing that I'm going to request that you do is that you ask questions. Sometimes, well, as a child, right? I grew up in a house where I was encouraged to ask questions. It was rewarded for me to ask questions. In class, I was in gifted classes, so I asked questions and it was great. I understand that everybody wasn't raised that way. And especially as educated Black women, oftentimes we are afraid of looking stupid, and we're afraid of looking as if we don't have the answer, right? Well, here's the thing. First of all, where three or more are gathered, there may I be also, which means that wherever there's at least three people, the answer is there. And because there's over 955 women in the challenge, the answer is there. So I'm going to ask, and in your giving yourself permission to be a beginner, give yourself permission to ask the question. That's part of the reason that we have smaller groups, right? So that if you have questions, you may not be receiving emails, you may didn't understand something. We have a leadership team that is more than prepared and equipped to answer your questions. Now, they're not going to do the work for you, okay? But they will answer your questions if you got them. The other thing that's important to recognize, most people, period, I'm not sure if you know your learning style, whether you're audio, auditory, tactile, visual. I'm not sure which one you are. But what I've done a little bit of research, and what I found is that most women of color, people of color, are tactile learners, which means that we learn by doing. I can tell you anything, but most of the time we will learn and we will remember. And the people, period. This is not just Black people, but people, period. When you do something repetitively, that's actually you building the habit, right? You're building the strength, you're building the muscle. And that's how you learn how to do something. And so with that in mind, that's actually how we're going to transition into the goal setting, this vision mapping. And you can see this behind me. You will be, if you would like to be on a team, I'm going to send out a link. And actually, if you go to the Coach Your Damn Self website now, there's a CYDS leader tab on the coachyourdamnself.com website, and you can choose the leader. You can choose a leader, and they have their own groups. Some of the leaders are not there yet, but please only choose one. We'll be meeting every Sunday at 7 o'clock. With the exception of the last week, hold on, which we'll be meeting on Monday. So for the next 5 weeks, we will be meeting every Sunday at 7 o'clock, except for January 30th. The 5th week, we'll be meeting on Monday. Thank you for asking that question. Let me make sure I put this out here as well. The challenge is 5 weeks, 25 days. For those who may not have been in the loop, we tried to clean it up. Yes, please add me to your groups. We tried to clean it up. The challenge was initially 5 months, but myself and the leaders decided is that that's a little bit too long. That's a bit more than a challenge, more of a challenge than we are prepared to move through. So the challenge is 5 weeks. So each week we're focused on a different area of self-mastery. Self-mastery. The first week we're focused on life. Second week, health. Third week, wealth. Fourth week, spiritual life. Fifth week, business. Life, health, wealth, spiritual life, business. The website, Brandy, is coachyourdamnself.com. I love saying that, by the way. The link where the leaders are, there's a little link up top that says CYDS leaders. Yes, 7 p.m. Eastern. You're welcome, Brandy. Oh, Natalie, my fellow fire starter, says she likes saying it too. That's how you know you're a fire starter. If you like saying, coach your damn self. And I didn't create that to be mean, in case you were wondering. I really did create it because that's what I used to say to myself after trying to find a coach to help me. And every time I found a coach, I found that either I knew more than them or they just didn't know enough that I felt that I wanted them to coach me. And so what I came to mind, what I realized was, after paying a coach $1,000 a month, the first and last time, I vowed I would never do that again. I said, you know what? You need to coach your damn self. And this challenge was born. Okay, the link's not working. Then we're going to have to fix that. Ari, they were at first. Yeah, we just going to have to fix them. So I'll send out an email when they're working. They're working on my side. Oh, you know what? No, they aren't. Okay, I understand. Great question, Natalie. If you would like more intensive coaching, I have an opportunity that's available that if you're one of the people who would like more intensive coaching than what's going on, and let me just be clear on what more intensive means, right? If you're at the very beginning of your journey, and let me be very frank that we all have to start somewhere, right? But if you are at the very beginning and you haven't, and you're still researching, right? How can I say this? Because that's not true. Because I'm at a place where I researched as well. If you're interested in more intensive coaching, let's just say this, email me, coachyourdamnself@gmail.com. If that's something we can talk about it. I'll set some time up on my calendar to talk to you about what that looks like and what that would mean, and how we could talk about how going through the challenge could work. Because let's talk about that. Send me an email. So I've got a little diagram. Are you familiar with, I'm sorry, you're right, it doesn't work. Yes, thank you. Who is that Manifest Expand helping me to help folk coach their damn self? Write down the email address of the coach you're interested in and email them. I feel like that might be one of my podcast guests. Okay, so diagram, right? Hopefully you have your journal. Draw a triangle like this here. Okay, can you see that? Yes, okay, cool. Triangle. This is what the challenge is. This is what we're doing in the challenge. This is the exact program that we're going through. Okay, there we go. Now I got both screens. All right. So I call this the hierarchy of self-mastery. Self-mastery. Because that's what Coach Your Damn Self is all about. Mastering yourself. Either for people who are not yet ready to hire a coach or don't want to. Self-mastery. In the bottom quadrant, this is life. Okay? It's important. Life. This is the foundation of everything. If your life is out of order, nothing that you do will succeed. Your business is all the way up here. So we're going through this quadrant every week. And every week, we are going to identify resources, tools, and techniques to help us master that area of life. Life, health, wealth, spiritual life, and your business. One thing to remember, to be aware of and cognizant of, is that your business, I don't care what kind of business you're in or what kind of business you want to be in, your purpose in life, okay? Let me be frank. Your purpose in life, because anybody who's on this call who has an interest in coaching, your purpose in life is at the top. We're going to call it your business, as in mind your business, but it's your business, right? This is your business. Like for real, your business. Like this is your calling. This is what you were sent here to do. The thing that you were sent here to do is related to how you have operated and succeeded and excelled in all of these other areas. Not to say that you're perfect. Don't get me wrong. Not to say that you've achieved perfection in any of these areas, but more so to say that you have learned some techniques, some really cool hacks. Ain't that what they call them? Life hacks. Some what are those things called? Shortcuts. You've learned some shortcuts. You've acquired some ways to make the process shorter for you in one of these areas, multiple of these areas, and somebody else needs that information. Your purpose in life, your business, even if you don't even want to be a business owner, your business, your purpose in life being here is to share some of the shortcuts that you've already achieved in some of these areas and helping somebody else. That's why it's important that you coach your damn self before you attempt to help somebody else. You achieve some level of mastery in these areas before you yourself help someone else. Okay. So we are going to be going through that. This week, we're focused on the life, the foundation. Resources in that area are Open Path Collective, right? Because we're talking about your mental health. Everything that you do in life is directly related to your thoughts about that thing. How successful you are is directly related to how successful you think you can be. And so if your thoughts are not trained yet, and I say yet because you can train your thoughts. If you are not practiced yet in training your thoughts, then everything you do will fail. Okay? So we want to make sure that that's what the challenge is about. This challenge, it's a challenge because you're doing things different. You're going to the next level. So life, okay? Therapy, maybe it's your mental health, maybe it's your house, right? The best thing to help that I found related to my foundation ever was hiring a professional organizer and a housekeeper. If you don't get nothing else from this challenge, please go do that. It will change your life. Now, of course, some of us, if you grew up like I did, where nobody had a housekeeper in your family, you got to coach your damn self to will have or call a housekeeper. But that's okay. That's what the challenge is all about. So let's write down some of our goals as it relates to our life. What would it take for us to organize our life? Some of your goals. Okay. And by the way, yes, this is the vision mapping part. If you look behind me, you will see, and I wonder if I can put another pyramid. It's just five areas. So life at the bottom. We're going to go through each one every week, but this week we just focused on the life. Life, health, wealth, spiritual life, business. Yep, you want one of these. And if you see behind me, I keep index cards on the wall. So you want this on one, and then you want your goals on another. What would it take to get your life in order? If you have a journal, you want to put those in there too. Life. We're focused on life. Oh, my little camera don't work. Now, the process I'm about to show you as far as vision mapping is something you can do by yourself, but I'm going to take you through it really quickly so that you understand what exactly it is. Now, behind me is my vision map. This is what I do instead of a vision board because it's easier, it's cleaner, I don't have to cut out nothing. And what I found, I've been doing this all summer. And what I have found is that through this process, my goals actually get accomplished. Sometimes without me even paying attention. So what we're going to do is, number one, we're going to identify from the goals that you've already written down, we're going to take one goal, just one. If you have a poster board, this is where you put your poster board. This is where your Post-its come in at. Natalie, here's where we're going to change our language. We're going to do a reframe because it's not that I suck. It's I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better. Keep it positive, remember? Even for ourselves, because sometimes we talk horrible to ourselves. Like you a fire starter. I know we would never allow people to talk to us the way we talk to ourselves. Oh, there it is. So one goal. And in that one goal, we're going to draw another pyramid, right? So at the top, you're going to have your one goal. At the very top, here is the one goal that you have. Beneath the one goal, you're going to identify two ways to help you reach that one goal. Two ways, right? So you got the one goal, then you got two ways, two things to help you reach that one goal. By the way, this is actually in your starter kit. One goal, two ways to reach it. And make sure your goal is specific, please. For example, mine is create sustainable, healthy eating and exercise habits. The difference between intentions and goals? Sure. Two ways I'm going to approach or hit those two goals. Number one, eat home cooked food 5 days a week. Number two, exercise regularly 5 days a week. Natalie, you should have received the starter kit via email. If you did not receive it, Maisha, can you take note of that so we can make sure she gets it? Or post it in the leadership group? Again, this is in your starter kit. This process, the pyramid is in the starter kit. Okay, cool. Now, you got one goal, two ways to reach it. Underneath each way to reach it, you're going to have two things that stand in your way. I don't know who Be Beautiful Youth Coaching is, but I'm glad that I'm glad that it's saving you time. Two things that stand in your way. Those are barriers. For me, eating home cooked food, one barrier is I don't feel like cooking. Another barrier is the temptation to eat out. I love to eat out. I'm single, no children. Yeah, it's quick. And then we got a response to the barrier. So which means what am I going to put in place so that I hit that, so that when that barrier comes up against me, right, that I do something else. You're writing this in your journal, please, or in the starter kit if you have it. For me, my response to the temptation of eating out is, number one, I say no. Number two, I keep snacks on me or in the car because I'm usually going somewhere. I'm usually always in the car. So this is how I respond to temptation. Keep snacks on me or in the car. The other barrier that I don't feel like cooking, right? How do I respond to not feeling like it? Hire somebody else. Yes, praise you, the Lord. Number one is I can cook it. That's number two. Number two is I can cook in advance. Or another way I can respond to not feeling like it is I can cook in bulk. I get Blue Apron sent to my house, which is a great resource. Kay Childs, are you still frozen? Oh, okay, I see you now. Yes, please check your spam. So this is how you use the pyramid inside the starter kit. The goal, 2 ways for you to address it, barriers to addressing it, and then responses. Okay. Now, this is the new and improved version. What I used to have is that I would put the Post-it up here and I would literally just write the steps that it would take me to accomplish the goal. How many responses do we need? As many as it takes. You know you better than anybody else know you. You know you as better than anybody else could know you. So for some of mine, 2 is good. For some others, I need 3. Maybe you need 4. But you decide how many you need. That's the cool thing about coaching. There are no right or wrong answers. This is so much better. I feel so much freer with coaching than I did in school. However many responses you think you need. Like I said, this is the new and improved version. You're so welcome. We got to make sure we got to keep the party going. But want to be able to block off time, put this on my planner. No more, 90 minutes is our goal. We want to shoot for 90 if it goes better. If it does, if we get under, then great. Chandra says this goes perfect with the Freedom Friend Planner. Awesome. I'm glad you're using it. I know I like those freedom notes, the blank pages that are in there. So this is how you map your vision, right? You plan ahead. You write it down, and you put it up on the wall. I like Post-its and poster boards because they're inexpensive. You can get them from Dollar Tree, the dollar store. You can get them from Walmart. And all you got to do, listen, put this up on the wall. And I have done this all summer. I would put it up on the wall and I don't see that good. So I'm not looking at it every day. But the fact that I put some energy into it, spiritually, things know, my being knows that it's up there. And I don't spend time looking at it, But what happens is the fact that I put some time and energy into it, when it's when it is done, when it's done, it's done. What I have noticed is that I will put this up on the wall. I won't even look at it. I'll come back to it and I come to find out everything on it is done. How many goals do you work on at a time? Yeah, Elisa's right. One at a time. Are these goals we hope to accomplish within the week? No, not necessarily. The point is we're going to go through the process, and let me tell you what the process is. Every day you're going to get a question, a reminder, or a blooper video. The videos are really short, anywhere from 30 to 90 seconds. Some of the ones at the end are a little bit longer because we recorded the end ones first and moved up to the first ones. But the videos, they have a little bit of music, you know, me acting a fool on them. But every day there's a question that's going to come into your email every day. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, I can even tell you what the questions are if you give me a second. I closed all my windows. But every day you're going to get a journal or a journaling activity. Monday is always Research Monday. Okay. Tuesday, Dig Deep Tuesday, Hard Truth Wednesday, Take Action Thursday, Reflection Friday. So every day you're going to get a question or a reminder, some type of small action for you to take that particular day as it relates to the goals that we are writing down today on Sunday. Okay. So on Monday, tomorrow, you're going to get an email with a video, some little music in the background. Tomorrow's video got T.I. I gotta grind, don't stop. Hustle, don't quit. Don't talk about me because I did mumble some of the words, but it'll give you exactly what to do. And it's a single sentence. It tells you exactly what to do. I don't want this to be, it's meant for you to get in the habit of moving toward your goals, thinking about your goals every day. If you are one of the people, because based on what's happened, what the responses to the survey, some of you already have this habit. If you're one of those people who, like I said, want to go deeper, please email me. We can talk about that. K. Charles Jones, works great, my clear mind. Yes, awesome. Goals for living your best life and progress towards it each week during the challenge. This is really going to be fun and grow us up at the same time. Yes, ma'am. Chassie said, that's my jam. Girl, mine too. Please watch the videos. When I tell you I had a blast making them, I had an absolute blast. It's ridiculous how much fun I had making those videos. So if nothing else, look for the videos. But the journal activities should be really simple, really easy. They're meant to be really easy. They're not meant to make you tap out. They're meant to help you to let's keep moving forward every day. I think that's all. Do we have any questions at all? Thanks, Natalie. I'm glad that you're loving it. The challenge sounds simple and fun, but very manageable. I hope so, Yvette. And remember, every Friday are the surveys. And so on Fridays, I'm always going to ask, what challenges did you face? How did it go? Because what happens, sometimes we hit a brick wall, and there are others of us that are hitting a brick wall too. And so there may be something extra that I can do or the leaders can do to help us keep moving forward. So if I'm going to please ask that you always open the emails, listen to the music, watch the videos, but for sure, do the surveys so that we can, whatever you need, that we know. I enjoy tangible outcomes and efficient systems. Zia, hopefully this is that. Super grateful. Awesome. So excited. This is amazing. I'm glad I'm a part. I'm glad you're a part too. Centers and keep order of my thoughts. Yes, so I can reach my goals. Great first challenge meeting. Awesome. Please repeat the daily themes. Sure can. Research Monday. And you'll get these. There will be memes created around these. So these will also be in the group. Research Monday, Dig Deep Tuesday, Hard Truth Wednesday, Take Action Thursday, Reflection Friday. Oh, Brandy, I'm glad. Because I didn't like vision boards either. I tried it. They didn't work. Plus, it was too much work, so I never did it again. This, you got Post-its. When you're ready for the next one, you get the next Post-it up. So I'm telling you now, if you did not have a chance to get a poster board and some Post-its from the dollar store, please go get them. It's super duper simple. Can you offer resources for our goals when we identify them? That's what you're going to do. Boo, it's coach your damn self. Now, if you can't find resources after you've looked, then we can talk about it. Will there be a cutoff for people to sign up? No. We can keep going from now till Kingdom Come because the challenge is on automatic. It's automated. So no matter when people sign up, they're going to get a link to this video. And all the emails will come. The link to join the challenge gives the starter kit info. If people are still registering, is that where they should start or do they need to be? No more Eventbrite, Elisa. No more Eventbrite. So send them to the Coach Your Damn Self challenge main site and they can sign up there. And then we'll make sure that they get the emails after. Thanks, Cindy. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, you know, kids, they like to cut stuff out. Me, not so much. Then I got to clean it up. Will there be a replay? Yes, I'll be sending that out. Kay Childs Jones, do I know you? Are you in Pennsylvania? Shavella, yes, you can watch this again. Yes, I love Post-its. I'm going to tell you now, I have a thing where everything I use has to be, I do not buy anything that's only good for one thing, right? I don't have anything in my house that only does one thing. Like everything in here got to have dual purposes. And so this here keeps me from having to buy. I don't read magazines. So for me to have to get magazines mean that those magazines only for one thing. Post-its, I need those for everything. So it's, it goes with the more than one thing. Awesome, Valerie. I'm glad. Are there any questions? Any more questions? Rebecca, I like your creative fun system. Oh, I'm glad. Can you off? Stoked. Me too, Virginia. Super Pop, me too. Dre, let's play. Yes, let's get it. Any other questions? Okay, Georgia, nope. Okay. I remember there was a child somewhere when I lived in Pennsylvania. Nope. Okay, I guess you're not hurt. No problems. So if you don't have any, okay. Hey, Lucretia's cousin. Never saw an answer to the question about groups and how we sign up. There will be a link going out tonight. We just need to fix the website. So in the email, Maisha, if you could write this down, please. So in the email with the replay to the video, we're going to send out the links and probably a quick bio so you'll know who's doing what. Will you repeat how we jump into the Facebook group? I've backtracked emails. Oh, awesome. Brandy says she emailed the coach, was already added. Awesome. Will you repeat how we jump into the Facebook group? You should. If you check your email all the, so we've been sending out links, but I'll send out another one that's hyperlinked to the Facebook group so you can make sure you get it. Let me double check. I feel like I did. Just another, make sure, again, like I was saying before, for those of you who are a little bit further along on the journey, if you already have it in mind that you want something a little bit deeper than what the challenge offers, please let me know. Where did my window go? Oh, snap. We got a daughter and a mother duo in here. Yes. One mango or most of the 5 weeks. Monica, honestly, it's entirely up to you. The way the challenge is organized is so that we identify at least what our goals are in each of these areas, right? Life, health, wealth, spiritual life, and business. And then we'll talk about what's coming after that. I'm thinking to focus on one main goal for the 5 weeks or most of the 5 weeks. Tanisha, we have to, when they click the link for the leaders, it's not taking them to the Facebook group. It's staying on the site. So we need to update the site on our side. You got that right. 2017 is now. It's the action year, y'all. This is the year of action. So I just want, again, I want to say thank you. I don't think we have any more questions. I want to say thank you for believing in this vision, for coming here. I don't believe in coincidences. I feel like each one of you who are here is because you are meant to be here. If you know someone who should be a part of this challenge, please send them the link so that they can join. We've got something called Sankofa Sisterhoods. In case you looked, hopefully you read through the starter kit if you received one. But the point of the Sankofa Sisterhood, and this is, you can start one yourself. We have the leaders, but you can be a leader of one or two other, a smaller group if you so choose, right? And the Sankofa represents go back and get what you left. Right. So if you left some lessons back there, if you forgot some stuff back there that will help you to and where you are right now, we want to grab that. And so started creating a Sankofa Sisterhood is basically you plus I say 2 to 3 other women who you know, number one, but who are also interested and committed in growing to the next level. My belief and my personal experience has been women who are committed to their own personal development are the people who you want to partner with when it comes time to serve the community. Women who are not committed to their personal development tend to not necessarily have time. They flake out. Sometimes we flake out a lot. And most of the time we flake out because we haven't quite got a handle on this stuff. We haven't quite got a handle on our stuff yet. And so this challenge is designed to help us to begin becoming a little bit more aware of our stuff and what we need and going out and getting it. I gotta grind, don't stop, right? And putting ourselves back in a position of power. This is the Coach Your Damn Self Challenge. And you will be finding your own answers. You will be creating your own solutions. And when you are out there looking and for some reason you can't find what you're looking for, you will have a group of women who you can tap into and say, hey, this is something, this is what I've been doing. This is what I've already looked. And someone, I guarantee you, will have another resource for you. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. Oh, please make sure you introduce yourself in the group. I would love to know who you are. Can you give examples of life goals? Anything related to getting your life in order? For me, that meant hiring a mental health professional. So getting a therapist so I can get all these thoughts out of my head that's doing all these big things. When I'm going through, now that I'm taking my business to the next level, sometimes I feel anxiety. So I have to make sure I keep my therapist, got my schedule, my appointment on the calendar, because anxiety does not go away. It's actually natural. It's natural to feel anxiety. When your throat closing and you like, well, it's natural to feel anxiety, stress, and depression. These things are natural. And talking to a therapist helps you to identify or create other coping mechanisms. Can we get a Coach Your Damn Self t-shirt? How many people want a Coach Your Damn Self t-shirt? Put a 2 if you want a Coach Your Damn Self t-shirt. Oh, y'all want a shirt? Okay, listen. Now, wow. Brittany says my mom says 2 and 3. Okay, clearly, Asia, everybody want one. Okay. Seriously, ask and you shall receive. We're gonna have to get you these shirts then. Okay. Now we're gonna put these shirts out. You gotta now. Carpe Diem. That sounds familiar. Why? Who is that? Why do I know that name? Carpe Diem shop. Life goals are to build holistic prosperity. So the others, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Life is strictly for you. Coach Your Damn Self, because we're focused on steps 1 through 4. Life, health, wealth, spiritual life is strictly you. The others is when we get to the top. So I want you to be selfish during this challenge. Selfish, self first. Let me clarify. I want you to be self first during the challenge. Self first. Uju, hey, yes. Self first. This is totally you. What does it take for you to get your life together? For me, like I said, that was a therapist, a housekeeper, a professional organizer. Nothing better. Nobody beats those 3 things. Post the info. Can you post in the group, Chastity, more? I'm not sure. I don't think I'm clear on what you mean. Provided to the leaders who will post the info in the groups, or it will be sent via email. I'm not sure. I'm not clear. But okay, if you have no other questions, clearly the body has said that we wanted a shirt. So if all minds are clear. Elisa, let's talk about it. You don't have to create your own group if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you. If you don't have your own group, then I'm going to ask that you support one of the other leaders who has a group and help her manage it, because we've got over almost 1,000 women signed up from around the globe. And so we're going to, freedom requires friends. So in order for us to not feel like this is a prison and keep this thing fun, we have to learn how to depend on one another. So let's talk about what that means inside the group, the leader group. And I think that's it, y'all. Again, Happy New Year. Oh, Shavella, we will find you somebody. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Teamwork makes the dream work. Elisa, Dre said, come on in. I would not recommend it, Elisa, because it's easy for us to, I would recommend, let's talk about what that looks like. Yes, please share these videos in your group. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Corliss G. Can we still assist if we have our own group? Let's talk about it. What do you require for those who have their own group? Embrace your experience. Shoot me an email. Let's talk about it. Love you too, Dre. So them goals, y'all, remember to write down, you're writing down your goals, because tomorrow, 5:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to get an email with a video and me dancing because I like to do it. Yes, you can join the group. I'm going to send you a link. Any other questions? Oh, I love you too, Elisa. Yes, everything is in an email. Brittany, can you check your dancing all the time? Can you check your email for, excuse me, coach your damn self? Because like I said, some of the emails have been going in spam. Okay, I'm shutting down. Make sure y'all connect in the larger group. It's the Coach Your Damn Self community. Okay, listen, you don't have to be up at 5:55. That's just when the email going out. Because some folk be up, but you don't have to be up. It's there when you wake up, when you're ready for it. All right, good night, y'all. Thank you. I wish I had some theme music, but YouTube be shutting folks down when they put music on their videos. Oh, under promotions. Thank you. Yes. The email might be under the promotions. Good night. Again, Happy New Year. Bios go out tonight. Zia, put that in the main group, please. Whoever's in Chicago. You're so welcome. Thank you. How do I turn this thing off now? Oh.